It's time for Let's Talk with Tara. Tara is a counseling coach who addresses real issues that plague many women today. Issues like church hurt, disappointment, anxiety, depression, and many more. You will be inspired, educated, and empowered on how to receive the help and healing needed to move forward. If you have real issues, then Tara has real solutions. Let's talk with Tara.
All right, you guys, it is Monday midday, and it is Let's Talk with Tara. I'm so excited to be on with you guys today. We missed last Monday. It is my birthday month, so I was out doing birthday things. But I am so happy to be back with you today. Make sure that you follow me on all my social media platforms at Let's Talk Tara. That will be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Make sure you follow me. You can also contact me at my website at Tara, T-A-R-A, T-Stallings, Inc.com for all our programs, our events, and scheduling. So let's get right into it. This is part 2, Life Lies. This is part 2. As you know, guys, I have been sharing information from my first book, Ladies, Let's Talk, Life, Lies, Love, and Relationships. It's the revived version of it. You can also purchase that from my website. Purchase the book from my website, TaraTStallingsinc.com, or you can purchase it from Amazon find it Let's Talk, Ladies Let's Talk Tara, Life, Lies, Love, and Relationships. And this is part 2. Last time we left off, we were kind of just continuing talking about, the lies of life. We have accumulated so many beliefs in life that has formed us and conformed us to, sometimes we often believe that those lies are our truth. And I often post this question to my listeners, to my clients, to those that I communicate with. And I ask them this question: have your lies become your truth? Have your lies become your truth? And that's the question that I'm asking my listeners today. I'm asking you this question: have your lies become your truth? What do you mean when I say that? What do I mean when I say that? We accumulate these beliefs. They're not truths. They're beliefs. There's perceptions that have become truths, but they are not the truth. So if it's not the truth, they are lies that we have formulated, perceived from past hurts, pains, experiences, misconceptions, teachings, education, that has formed and conformed us to a system that we now live, that most people now live their life and their lives from the standpoint and viewpoint of the lies that have been conformed in their life that they live out as their truth. So let's just confront that. Let's talk about it today. This is part 2, and this is going to be wrapping up really the section on life lies, life lessons, and life lies. Where we left off last week, you can't wait for people or the perfect life condition to make you happy. So often, people are looking for a person, a thing, a situation to make them happy. If it's, I'm looking for my soulmate, I need a new house, I need a new purse, I need to lose weight, I need more finances to be happy. And if you wait for a person, place, or things to be perfect in your life to make you happy, you will never be happy. If you wait on those things or people to help or contribute to your happiness, your state of happiness, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. Because one thing I've learned, people will disappoint you. Things will not satisfy. They're like taking a drug addict with a hit. It only satisfies for the moment, but you left with the high, but you experience the high, but you're left with the emptiness of the unfulfillment. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. People say, well, I don't know. I don't believe that happiness is a choice. It is. It's a state of mind. If you wait on the conditions to be perfect, you'll never be happy. Life is going to happen. It's called life. But you have to get in a place in your mind, in your mindset, in your thinking, in your thoughts, in your being, that, hey, I'm going to be happy no matter what. No matter what the situation is, I'm going to be happy. Now, things may, rub you the wrong way, but it doesn't have to take your state of happiness away from you. You still will get frustrated, but you don't have to, that frustration doesn't have to affect your happiness state of mind, because happiness is a choice. It's a way it's a mindset. Choose happiness no matter what life throws at you. Don't allow people or circumstances to control your capacity to be happy. You have to choose life. Like you choose to get up in the morning, get dressed, take a bath, put your clothes on, makeup, shoes, or whatever. You choose to go to work. You choose to eat the things that you choose. You choose the relationships that you're in. You choose those things. You choose the job that you have or the career that you're in. Whether it's by default or not, you still chose it. You have that choice. One thing about us, we have the ability. What people cannot take away from us is our choices. The situations may be difficult. The situations may not be favorable. The situations may be different, but it still doesn't take away your choice. And I think once most people understand that they are in control of their choices. And when you are in control of your choices, you are in control of your environment. Your environment. Now, not your circumstances, but your environment. Because we can't always control things or circumstances that happen, but we can control how we respond. Not react, but how we respond to them. How we respond to them. Let's move on, because I tell you what, 30 minutes goes by really, really, really fast. Saying I'm sorry doesn't automatically make a bad situation better. You know, as children, we were brought up that, if somebody does something to you or you do something to someone else, that you just tell them that you're sorry. You tell them that you're sorry and everything is going to be all better. That's not always true. Not always true. That's saying, and we kind of said this on the last podcast, that sticks and stones may hurt your bones, but words will never hurt you. That's a lie. That is a total lie. Words hurt worse than a fist punch in the face. Words hurt worse. Because one thing about a black eye, a swollen lip, a punch in the arm, or a punch in the stomach, that pain goes away. It heals up. Words, you can repeat those words over and over and over and over and over in your life. And if the situation is just right, those words will replay again with a different face on them. They will replay in your mind, and they will linger on forever. They will linger on forever. So how do we deal with that? Because most of us are dealing with um, emotional hurt from words. Now you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and you're still dealing with those words that were told to you when you were 10, 12, 20, 30. You're still dealing with those words from a hurt person hurting you emotionally or even physically. Guess what? You're going to have to forgive them. You cannot take words back. That's why we all, the saying is be careful what you say. You can't take the words back. Even if they're said out of anger, in the heat of the moment, you can't take those words back because the hurt is there. But you can choose to forgive the person. Not so much for what they did or for them. It's for you. Unforgiveness makes you bitter. It makes you bitter. So you have to choose to forgive so that you can be better. Better. Because unforgiveness makes you bitter. And forgiveness makes you better. You don't forgive them for what they did. You forgive them so that you can move on, so that they don't have control of your life. I'm reminded of one of my clients that I was talking to, and they were, just kind of in this rut about what they can't do, and things are just so hard, and this person really upsets them, and I just can't move on. And every time they think about it or they see something, it just makes them so angry. And I just listen to them, go on and on and on and on and on. And I asked the question, I said, do you like them controlling your life? And they said, what do you mean? I said, do you realize that everything that they do controls your actions and your emotions? You're either happy or you're sad, you're frustrated or you're mad. They control you, and they don't even have to do anything. And she said, what do you mean? I said, you have become so consumed with what that person did to you that hurt, and it was wrong, it was hurtful, they were wrong, but they have moved on. She is still stuck in that time warp, or however you want to say it, the time warp of what that person did to them. And now, since they are in that time warp of hurt, they continually seek what they're doing or saying to keep feeding that hurt that they felt initially. Thus, that's controlling them. That person is controlling their life. And even though she didn't really understand totally what I was saying, because she was so consumed in them hurting her and just consumed with them, I said, they don't even know you're hurting. Can you imagine walking around life hurting, upset, frustrated with a person, with people, and they don't even know that you're upset? They don't even care. They don't even realize that your life is miserable because you have allowed them to control your life from their everyday actions or words or saying. They're living their life. And this person, and just yourself, sometimes we think, They're out having a good time and you're mad because they're having a good time. How can they be out having, and this is conversations, how can they be out having a good time and my life is miserable? Well, you choose for your life to be miserable. And I'm over here unhappy. You choose your life to be unhappy. I can't even go anywhere. You can. If you don't have a car, you got 2 legs and 2 feet. Uber. You can do whatever you want. You can live your life full of joy, peace, happiness. If you stop allowing someone else to control you. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to live a lie that just because someone hurt you, they said something to you, they violated you, that you have to give them that control over your life for the rest of your life. Haven't they taken enough from you? Haven't they controlled enough of your life? Isn't it time for you to take your control back and live your life full of happiness, joy, peace? Be very thoughtful in your actions and words towards people. Because let me tell you something. In your bitterness from what happened to you in the past or what someone said, then you start being bitter toward everybody else. Angry toward everybody else. I have a question. This is something to think about. What's been flowing in and out of your mouth? Do you need to examine what's stored up in your heart from your hurt? What have you been speaking? Have you been speaking from that hurt place, from that experience, from that situation, from that circumstance? It's time to live again. It's time to come out from the shadows, the hurt, the darkness, the pain, the bleeding, the suffering of the lies that life has thrown at you, has conformed you to, all because of what someone else did. And guess what? We never know their backstory. A lot of times, I said but previously, hurt people hurt people. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't. But sometimes people hurt you and they don't even realize that they're hurting you. They're just doing what was done to them. And guess what? Have you started doing to others what was done to you? Are you hurting people with your bad attitude, bitterness, hatred, unforgiveness? Are you? If you are continuously eat unhealthy food, you can't expect to be healthy. If you continuously eat high fat, sugary, salty foods, unsaturated, processed foods, you're gonna clog your arteries, you're gonna feel bad, you're gonna get high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you're probably gonna become a diabetic, have all kind of issues with your body's acne, arthritis, all type of problems, but then say, I want to be healthy. You are, we've heard that saying, you are what you eat. Well, if you eat bad food, you're going to have bad health. If you are eating constantly negative thoughts, reliving the pain from the past, guess what? That's what's going to come out your mouth. You're going to become that. You're going to become that very person or thing that's been controlling you. We all have choices in this life, in our lives. We have to choose. Choose to do different. Choose to do something different. Listen, lies only mask the truth. That's what they do. Lies mask the truth. They mask it. So often, especially in this society, we are, we live on this. I'm keeping it 100. Life is, I'm true to myself. Be true to your real self, your true self. Let me tell you something. That's a lie. That's a lie. You can't be true to your true self until you find out who your true self is. See, we want to think that our behaviors are our true self. Your behavior is not your true self, because your behavior may be a product of your hurt. That's not your true self. Your true self is whole, happy, and full of life, walking in your purpose and your destiny. You cannot live your truth when your truth is a lie. It's impossible. What your behaviors, most people's behaviors have been birthed out of pain. Birthed out of pain. You have to heal from those wounds of the past. Have to heal from it. I love to use this, this analogy, Michael Jackson song, Looking for the Man in the Mirror. You got to get by yourself. You have to get alone. You have to be isolated from unauthorized voices and influences. From those things that make you feel good for the moment, so that you can peel away the pain, the hurt, the beliefs, the conformity to other people and things and stuff, so that you can find your true self. The truth will set you free from whatever lie has you in bondage. Whatever lie. And so many people live under these lies. You got to want to seek the truth first. You have to seek the truth first. Then be able to accept that truth. And that's the problem. That's a major issue. People say they want to seek the truth, but they don't want to accept the truth when they find it. They want the truth to be conducive to the narrative that they want, not to the true narrative. They want their truth to line up with the narrative that they're seeking. Everybody doesn't want the truth. Everybody doesn't want the truth. They want a truth to line up with their narrative for their life or for their situation. Listen, many people tell lies just to cover up their hurts and shames, because they either are not ready to face them, the hurt and the shame, or they are in denial about it. And when I say they tell lies, I'm not talking about just, the sky is blue and it's raining outside and it's sunny. I'm not talking about those kind of lies. I'm talking about this mess that they start living, making excuses for why they do what they do, instead of, or conforming to a mindset because it's easier to deal with the falsities or what's comfortable instead of dealing with the truth. One thing I know about finding the truth, when you're talking about life lies, there's a process to it. There's a process. And we live in a microwave society. Everybody wants, I'm not a millennium, but especially millenniums, they want things, we want it right now. We want to get it in 2 seconds. We don't want to go through the process. We don't want to go through the pain. We don't want to learn the lessons. We want to get, we want to just go from A to Z immediately. And that is not life. Because if you go from A to Z immediately, you're going to fall really fast. And when you fall, a lot of times when you fall, you don't recover from it. You fall and you die because you never went through that process. And life is a process. When you're trying to find the truth and deal with life lies, you have to go through a process of isolation. And that isolation is to build your character so that you can get a great understanding of who you are, who you're created to be, your purpose, your destiny. That takes time. And depending on how much hurt you had, things and experiences in your past, it may not, well, most of the time, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel good to you. It's going to be a little painful. It's going to be a little hurtful. But it's all to get you to your next level of success. Life is about a lesson. You have to learn in life. You have to process in life. You learn yourself in the journey of life. You learn what you really truly like, what related in relationship, what you have learned to accept. Because a lot of people, I've learned this, they're not truly living a happy, fulfilled life. They're not living out of their true selves. They're living out of what they have accepted to be, okay, this is going to be my life. And they just conform to it. And they're truly not happy. That's a lie from life. And they just feel like, well, this is what, and I hear this from so many so-called Christians or believers. This is what God has created for me. No, he has not. This is the path that God has laid out for me. Really? Where is that biblical? God didn't lay that path out. He said he came that if you are a believer, if you are a Christian, a believer in the Most High God and Jesus Christ, he said that he came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. He didn't say that he came that you have to have life and to just deal with whatever hand was given to you. You can put that hand in and draw another one, get some more cards, change it. Or you can stop playing cards, period. Play another game. You don't have to conform to, what people say. Now, let me say this, because my time is almost up. Wow. If your standard is going to be the Word of God, your life has to be built around that standard. I'm just throwing this in as a free something. Most people think and say, oh, God this and God that, but they're not living his standard. You cannot be a follower or believer of God and you are not following his standards. The purpose of a lie is to deceive. The purpose of a lie is to deceive. Have you been deceived? It deceives the person telling them the lie as well as the person being told the lie. A lie talks too much. A liar talks too much. Liars pretend to know everything about every subject. The more a person lies about something, the more that person starts believing that lie. Think about it. It's what I said. We live behind that mask. We start believing those lies. When you start to believe the lies you tell, the more deceived you become. The more deceived you become, the more bound you become in that lie. When you become bound in your mind from lies that you tell or have been told to you, you are combining deadly poisons that slowly kill you and or the people around you. Wow. Something to think about. Has lies placed you in a mindset of bondage? What are those lies? Are you ready to hear and accept the truth? Wow. Are you ready to hear and accept the truth? What past lies slowly poison you, causing you to die in a particular area of life? What past lies what past lives has slowly poisoned you, causing you to die in a particular area of life. That's my time, you guys. That is my time. Thank you for listening. Make sure you can follow me on all my social media platforms at Let's Talk Tara. Until next Monday, this has been Monday Midday with Let's Talk Tara. Join me tomorrow with my co-host Melody M. Manning for Talk Therapy.
You have been listening to Let's Talk with Tara. We hope you've enjoyed this show. Remember, if you have real issues, then Tara has real solutions. Thanks for stopping by. See you next week.